education. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. I was only 34 years old and the mother of 3 when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I was forced to make a decision about my health with few options. After my treatment, I made a commitment to provide help and inspire hope to those affected by breast cancer through early detection, education, and support services. I was fortunate to have resources and support through my journey, but so many facing breast cancer have to overcome the burdens of cost and fear alone. No one should face breast cancer alone. Today, NBCF has provided over 1 million early detection and patient navigation services so that women in need have access to these potentially life-saving resources. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick and proud aunt. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing. But not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. 1 in 6. That little girl sitting alone at the playground, she can't play like the other kids. She doesn't have the energy because she's hungry. School lunch will be her only meal today. It breaks my heart that this is the reality in our country, but it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. This food is then provided to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about using your imagination, learning, and having fun. These children shouldn't have to miss out on simply being a kid because they're hungry. To find out how you can help end childhood hunger in your community, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
90.3 WHPC.
We now return to Your Family's Health on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
And welcome back to Your Family's Health on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. And I'm Dr. Jeanine Cook-Garard, and I'm here with Shannon O'Shea, and we're here with our special guest, Anne Goodwin. Welcome back, Anne.
Thank you.
So how does being on the lake, just for those that are just tuning in, we're talking about, or to an author that wrote a book about her experience on being at a lakeside and being a part of a lake experience, if you will, and the benefits of this kind of lifestyle. So tell me some of how this rekindles some of your childhood memories, being by the lake.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I went to summer camp, and that, again, it was an opportunity that I was very thankful for, and spent, summers, kayaking, canoeing, tripping through the north woods of Wisconsin, learning about myself, and by coming across Pleasant Lake and my husband in this small cottage, it just called to the center of my soul. As I write, I feel most comfortable in the quiet of a lakeside or in the center of my kayak or canoe. So it just spoke to memories that were actually building a core of myself.
So what are some of your favorite vignettes? I'm reading this book, and I see a lot of vignettes that you have written and included in the book.
I think some of my favorite is one named Boyville. It was such a joy to raise our boys and several other boys, as in friends of family friends, at the lake, and just watching them in the escapades that happened. So raising boys at the lake was an adventure. We have a girls' night once a year. These are my friends, women, 9 of us for the last 22 years who have spent 24 hours at the lake.
Wow.
And watching us mature from 30-somethings to 60-somethings and having those notes is a treat for me to always look back on.
Yeah, I'm reading an excerpt here, and I'm seeing a picture of you and your friends, and talking to being fed, your souls being nurtured, and your stomachs were fed, and looking good in earrings. So, I thought that was really good. It looks like any girl's night out where you can.
Well, the earrings are actually day glow earrings that we wore in the middle of the lake at midnight. So.
Ooh, that's fun.
And these are friends that you've had, I'm sure, for a lifetime.
Yes, lifetime friends.
And you still go there with them, and they still today engage with you while you're there at the lake.
Yes. You know, they set their calendars in ink when the girls' night date's been established.
Now, at the lakeside, we talk about your family's health, but I know meals are something that's, you're the chef. I don't know if you're the chef or whether your husband's the chef. Who's the one that are cooking the meals, these healthy meals that I'm reading about?
Oh, well, I'm definitely the chef. I love to feed people. And I would say they're healthy meals in spirit, but for instance, my bomb French toast, when we're at the lake, we're not near a store, and everything I use, I want to reuse. It's not convenient for me to be anything but efficient in the kitchen. So when I had 6 boys, I would fry up 3 pounds of, thick slab bacon and then have a cast iron skillet full of bacon grease. Like, what to do with it? Well, you deep fry your French toast in it, and it absorbs it and goes away. Now, there are many people who feel like that's healthy eating because it's just real stuff. So, so it's definitely my joy in feeding people.
We call that soul food. That's soul food.
Yeah, it's soul food.
And so with the boys, I would imagine you're saying one of the joys was the boy time or Boyville, where the boys were able to kick back and to jump into the lake and to have this kind of engaging activities. So although you couple that with the bacon and you couple that with the conversation and you couple that with the exchange, you really are talking about getting back to basics. Where you have that exchange, and how healthy is that for not only to have to feed your soul, but it lends something to the soul when you're able to have that kind of communication and commune with individuals who are special and important to you.
Yes, and what's so unusual about this conversation is that this would just be the norm. 20 years ago, 15 years ago, it would be the norm that we'd be talking about, we all got together and we talked and we ate and we played a game and we did something, our norms have changed so that this very typical scenario is now unusual. And that is why I think I needed to write this book.
And so are special occasions also enjoyed there? Weddings, I guess christenings, you talk about family life. What other kind of events go on there? Is just something where you do in the summer, or do you have other events there?
Well, it's not really an event venue per se. So the special events are my birthday, July 15th. This is the middle of summer. I always choose to be there. But the special events are just the arrival of friends and family and whatever gathering that is. It's an event.
That is the event when family get together. That is. Would you say that that's typical for today, or that is?
Well, typical is
the family getting together as a family. Would that be something that's typical today in your view?
In my view, probably not again as much as in other days because we're all spread out. And, certainly our family gatherings at the lake, my sons are grown now and they're not there in the summer with me anymore. But when they come back, it's a joy. So, no, I think our society is spread out family-wise. So it is a treat.
It is a treat. You're listening to Your Family's Health on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC, and today's guest is Anne Goodwin. So, Anne, how would the listening audience get a copy of your book?
Well, if they would like a signed copy of my book, which I'm always happy to do, they could visit my website at pleasurablepausepress.com, and that's pause like the break, pleasurablepausepress.com, or they can get it on Amazon.
So pleasurable, is that PAUSE?
Correct.
.com?
No, pleasurablepausepress.com. That's the name of my publishing company. Pleasurablepausepress, PRESS.com. And
is there a website that we can?
Yes, same. That is my website, pleasurablepausepress.com.
And if you really had to leave the listening audience with a thought or of this book or an excerpt from the book, what would you leave with them?
I guess I would leave first with my hope for you as a reader is to have a pleasurable pause at the lake. And on a bigger, larger level, is my hope for you as a reader is that you make the choice to break away from these routines that have been created by us societally and disconnect to connect with all that's around you. That's my wish.
And the tie into your family's health, the reason why I really wanted to have you on is because there is a definite connection between the psyche and the physiologic, and it's very important that we engage in this kind of activity to be able to take a break from the hustle and the bustle of life and all that is connected to it. So with you going forward, how involved are you even with the physiologic and the health benefits of that area? When you talk about the lake, that area, that region, do you think that there is less of anxiety just being by the lake in that area, being by the beautiful sunsets and the sun rising, seeing that? What are your thoughts about the people in that area that are able in those, what is that, a very suburban area or rural area?
Yes. What's most unusual about our lake is it's a no-wake lake, so there's no heavy recreation on it. There are not, speedboats or jet skis or whatever the next invention is that creates speed and noise on the lake. So the people who choose to be on Pleasant Lake are choosing to be different as lake people because it's not typical. Typical people recreate very heavily on lakes. We also have 2 Girl Scout camps in our lake, which to witness and hear the peals of their laughter and see girls being girls, jumping in the lake, tipping over canoes, it makes our lake a very special place to be. So I think we're sort of the anti-lake lake people, because people typically, haul big boats. They like to go fast on the water, and that is not our environment. And those who are around us, it's very dear to them to protect that.
So thank you so much, Anne Goodwin, for talking to us about this wonderful book, Come to the Lake, Reflections on a Cottage Life. And thank you for joining us. And this is Jeanine Cook-Garard, and I'm here with Shannon O'Shea. And we want to thank you, our listening audience, for tuning in to this edition of Your Family's Health.